Hey everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner here on We Are Grantsburg again with Coach Adam Hale. I am Bob Rombach. Thanks for joining us, and officially congratulations on your 100th win. I know you're probably happy to be not having to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Move on to your next 100, but can you button it up for us? How did it feel to do that? You got the Gatorade bath and all that stuff, so.
Yeah, it was a fun night. I told the guys, it was fun to go on the road and beat a good team.
Yeah.
And that was kind of what the highlight was for me.
Yeah.
And as we talked about last week, the 100 was fun, but there's just so many people that factor into that. It makes you kind of think, you gave that great video, and, you got former guys on there, which is really cool, and coaches. And so it just makes you kind of think back to, man, the years flying by, and, the fun we've had over the last how many years, and all the people that have contributed.
Yeah, there were tons, and everybody was willing to participate in that. If you haven't seen that video, you can find it on our YouTube channel or on We Are Grantsburg, and it was shared by the Grantsburg football team. Just a cool little video with all the, like what he just said, old players, old coaches, even rival coaches got on and gave them congratulations. It's a big deal, but let's transition and talk about the game that got you there, the Glenwood City game. That was a fun game, and that took some, they were kind of took it to us there in the beginning, in the first half. I think, was it 14-7 at halftime, or
17-14.
17-14, yeah, very close game. So it was kind of a tale of two halves. The first half, I don't know if they ran the ball more than 5 times. They were throwing the ball a lot, throwing it all around, and completing a lot of passes. So kind of take us through that first half, and then we'll talk about kind of what changed there in the second half.
They caught us on our heels a little bit because they came out, and threw the ball so much. And we knew they had a good quarterback and receivers, but they kind of went away from what they'd done the previous couple games. And so we were kind of playing soft, and they kind of picked us apart chunk by chunk, and he kept hitting passes. And even when we were in decent coverage, he'd put it on the spot. They'd make good catches. And then we had a couple coverage breakdowns on those first 2 drives where he allowed, the second big score, leaving the back open. But then we went into halftime and kind of got, a new plan together in place, and, came out, I think, a lot more sharp in the second half on what we were going to do defensively to their offense.
Sure. That was kind of the biggest thing. Just they came out and threw the ball a ton. I don't think we've ever seen, at least I'm trying to think back, has there ever been a team that's just kind of abandoned the run?
Well, we made comparisons just to the Cumberland game.
I was wondering, that was right.
That was the craziest passing attack that we've probably seen, and he was just sensational.
Yeah.
And that, Lady Smith, they'll throw it quite a bit. They got really good skill kids. Cameron last year, but they were kind of balanced. So when they came out and every play was pass, it was like, holy cow, they're up to something different tonight. So, but better second half and doing some things different helped.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a nice thing. Your dad came back. That was his first game back, and just a defensive guru. I never felt like there was panic or like, what are we going to do? It seemed like he knew what to do, and then just needed the guys to implement it. Is that kind of the way it went, or?
Yeah, it was, again, just saying, all right, here's what their plan of attack is tonight. We weren't quite expecting that.
Yeah.
How can we tweak, what we've worked on, we can practice to be a little bit better. We did a lot of man, but then we had to put another guy in the box to help when they did start running it. Because once we went man, then they started running it because we were weak in the box. Then we had to counter that, and so we did a little back and forth. And I think the guys, understood, hey, we're playing man, let's get up there, let's be a little more aggressive instead of being so soft. And which they're not accustomed to because we've been screaming at them for 3 weeks about getting beat deep.
And
giving up the short stuff. Well, they did what we asked. Okay. So then we kind of had to retrain their brains a little bit and get them in a new school of thought.
Nice. Well, kudos to the guys who were able to adjust and play a really good second half. And not that they played poorly in the first half. It was just, needed a different approach. So great win. I think it ended up being 38?
38-14.
Shut them out in the second half. Offense for you guys wasn't too much of a problem. Some really good plays, some sustained drives. Was there an interception return for
Yep,
a touchdown? Dane
Yep.
got the interception return, so that always helps to get a defensive touchdown
Huge.
like that. So coming off a couple of nice wins here, you got Webster the week before, Glenwood City, who had previously been undefeated. Now you turn your attention to the Cadott Hornets. I think they're 1-3. They won their first game of the year pretty big, and then have kind of dropped the next three by, the two in between by big numbers, and then they just lost to Webster 14-12. So what do you know about Cadott? Another new team that's a 2-hour bus ride for those guys this year. So what do you know about them? What can you kind of share with us?
Yeah, hopefully the 2-hour bus ride gets them a little bit weary when they get here.
Sure.
We can come out fast, but they're not as bad as, what's happened the last couple of weeks. You watch their film, and they've had some really bad turnovers that have really hurt them against Unity and then again against Webster. They were first and goal from the 5 twice against Webster and couldn't punch it in both times. A couple mistakes, just like always, the kid misses a block, and all of a sudden now it's 3rd and goal instead of a touchdown. Then right before half, they were inside the 20 again. Incomplete pass as time expired. So they kind of left 3 touchdowns possibly off the board that first half and made it a game. And they moved the ball pretty well. All films they have, they moved the ball pretty well. They just have shot themselves in the foot.
Okay.
Which I told our guys, if anyone watched St. Croix film, they'd think the same thing. Like this team is just self-destructing.
Sure.
And they can't take care of the ball.
Good point.
So they can't look at the scores. They got to understand that it's a new week and you got to come ready to play. Otherwise, you come out flat and get beat.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to come out flat and get beat on Parents' Night either. It's Parents' Night this weekend, so this Friday night. So that's always a nice little tip of the cap to the parents who, that it really is important how parents, get their kids to, train preseason and get them to practice, pick them up, drop them off, because half the kids can't drive yet. So, I mean, it's a big deal. Both of us are parents of kids in the program. It's just, hats off to the parents, letting them play football in the first place. I mean, that's kind of been a problem, not a problem, but reality nowadays too. So appreciate the parents out there. And it is Parents' Night on Friday night. So not sure that there's too much else going on. You guys have Cadott this Friday and then travel to Cameron, a good Cameron team on a sweet field. And I won't ask you too much about that, but you mentioned them earlier. They're kind of a passing team also. Have they stuck with that? I know their quarterback last year, Tyson Lucas, was phenomenal at it. Haven't looked at them this year. Are they still kind of in that same offense?
I haven't looked too much at them. I've seen a few clips here and there, and they're balanced. They've relied a little bit more on the run this year without that QB, but the kid they got in there now can still throw. So I think last week, I can't remember who they played, but they Ladysmith maybe. I don't know. It was a good game,
close game.
Whoever they played.
Yeah, it was Ladysmith.
So I watched a little bit of that. And just saw, they got a strong running back and look like they try to pound you a little bit and then pass when they need to too. So that'll be a test.
Very good. Very good. NFL power rankings. Are the Vikings first or second, do you think?
Ooh.
Hold on. I'll give you some time.
What are they in reality?
Well, that's what I'm at. Like, who cares what the ESPN says?
What's
what does the
ESPN
coach
say?
What do they say? I think they're like 15th, 17th.
15th? That's
it's like Stacy Coy works there. I should have had it ready for us because she just ripped into us for last Coach's Corner because all we talked about was Minnesota stuff. Is there other stuff to talk about? Stuff to talk about?
I think so. We'll talk about the Badger-Bama game? Probably not.
I don't think they want to talk about
Packers,
that. Packers
puking on the
squeaking
football.
by.
They got centers puking on the ball. I don't know if I want to talk about that.
Puke on the
so I don't know what else there is to talk about.
Vikings are 2-0. Probably have the league MVP in Sam Darnold. I mean, the list kind of goes on and on. Beat the defending NFC champs. I mean, path is pretty obvious now for them.
Got to follow through, otherwise people will come back to this episode right here and really,
they
really
might
rub it in.
nice thing is high school season gets done well before the end of the
Burn all
NFL
this
season.
footage if it goes bad.
I have the keys to the kingdom, so
Good point.
just turn it right off.
Yeah.
So Vikings 2-0, Gophers doing all right, Badgers getting smoked. You know, we liked the Badgers for a while, or we tolerated them for a little while, and now, you know, we like the Chiefs.
Time to move on.
Yeah.
Coach Christ is gone. I mean,
I know, yeah. Coach Chris is gone. We don't even know anybody down there anymore. All right, well, I think that's about it for this week's Coach's Corner. I know that just improved your guys' lives so much this week, and we're happy to do it. And any final thoughts?
nope, just hoping for a sharp practice tomorrow and a sharp game on Friday.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys and ladies, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.